Hello, everybody. Welcome back to week 3 of the ANZ HotS spring season. I was going to say HGC. I'm so used to just saying that over and over and over again in practice rehearsals. But you know
We
what?
wish it was the HGC.
Wish it was a HGC, but this is even better because it's ANZ off season. Yes, exactly. The pause for dramatic effect. But my name is Nigeria. I'm casting alongside the ever so amazing Blank, who does admin or no production in the background. Sometimes a little bit admin.
Do
But
it
like
all, mate. Do it
do it
all.
all, and now you even commentate. How are you feeling so far?
I'm doing great. Great to cast alongside an amazing shoutcaster like yourself, Georgie. Really looking forward to casting the rest of these games with you. But right now we're at the second game of a best of three series between Rinse and Delete and the people you hate, aka an NA, which I'll fix at some point, I promise. But yeah, so I'm really intrigued by how well the people you hate came off in that start of that game. It wasn't a slaughter fest that you would expect from someone like Rinse and Delete, who are a more experienced team, or a team that have played together a little bit more and that actually took it to multiple units. But yeah, they played really well. The people you hate, they came out fighting, and they got the first three towers and a lot of first kills. It was really good.
Well, you got to kind of show your fangs if you really want to kind of claw your way into what is, granted, yes, the off season, but this is a perfect playground of opportunity to practice, refine your skills, see do you mesh well, do you not mesh well, and then come back next year, join the open division, make your way up, do the awesome climb, and eventually hit that premier to make it the pros, just like the Mind Freak squad do. But it all starts somewhere, and tonight is probably their night. As we head into Battlefield of Eternity, it's going to be first pick and ban going towards Rinse and Delete, as the map choice was in the side of the people you hate. Being Battlefield of Eternity, what kind of picks would we be looking for at the moment? Or bans,
Well,
really?
you'd want to be banning out those strong heroes that well, actually no, you know what? It depends on what you're going for in your team comp. So you've got your in this map in particular, you've got your immortal race comp, such as like your Greymanes, Samaros, Hanzos, that can absolutely destroy the immortal really quickly. Then you've got your team fight comps. So you've seen a lot of players like Crimson, one of those players, one of those teams in the HCC that they go the team fight comp on a map like this. They don't really go for that race in per se. But
Yeah.
you see the Hanzo banned out from the people you hate, and Rinse and Delete taking Whitemane and Mal'Ganis off the table. Just two really strong heroes all round, to be honest. Um, I'd like to see some sort of direction with Rinse and Delete because they got the first pick to kind of guide the draft where they want it to go for once.
Well, Genshi's left for free. Could we see
Kerrigan's
a
still
first?
available now.
Exactly. I was wondering if the people here were going to ban Kerrigan because Alex is just a monster. You think the Ultralisk is a monster? He's a monster. Ultralisk was the carry. So it was just a crazy play style from him. He really went off two-man combos multiple times. I was counting like at least 10 times, really. But they're going to play it safe. Go for the Muradin. He works well. He can race a bit, but he can also team fight. He's an all-rounder kind of warrior.
And no Mirande. No Mirande.
Oh no!
All
Dreaded
gone.
Miranda. They're breaking my heart blank.
I know, I know. It's okay. Diablo being picked up again. Are we going to see Deadpool on that again? And Artanis. Artanis is a great hero. Good for team fights, good for the solo lane, and good for the immortal damage if you take amateur opponent at level 1. But yeah, intrigued to see how Rinse and Delete respond to that front line. Potentially, maybe some tank killers. I wouldn't mind seeing a Malthael up against the Artanis on top. There it is. Hello. Called it. I called it.
Blank, where do you come up with your vast knowledge? I know stuck behind production and whatnot, but like, damn, you're psychic as well. What can't you do?
Well, Jimmy Rayner's always going to be a great pick on this map. Again, same thing as Artanis. Great in the solo lane, good immortal damage, good sustainability. Great in the team fight. He's just an all-round great hero to play. He's so easy as well. Malthael does the percentage HP damage against two frontliners, not too shabby. Plus, if he takes the talent where the longer his trait is on the immortal, the more damage it takes. It can burn through it pretty quickly.
Do ban him, and now we're going for support bans. Makes sense. No support has really been locked in, or healer, sorry. We're going with the new names now. Healers being picked up just yet, but this does leave, well, who really is up? You got Alex Straza, still playable. Lucio, okay, and decide to take the Kerrigan for themselves. A very melee-focused team.
That's 3 melee already, and not much Immortal race aside from Artanis. Kerrigan can do a little bit of work to it, but not a lot. With the 2 healer bans, they saw the Malfurion being played by Instant Delete last game. They probably didn't want to deal with that again. But the team has such versatility when it comes to their hero choices. They don't need to be pigeonholed by one healer. There's the Uther now. Uther's come out to play, and Li Ming, another great poke hero, the Immortal, and great in the team fights as well. But she's going to have to watch out for that Kerrigan.
Uther works, being another melee-focused kind of pick. He's a tanky support. I mean, there's been talks of a tank Uther team composition, but he's going to be in the front line. They do decide to retaliate with a backline pick in Phoenix, a bit safer. He can dish out damage. He's well, if you get a nice salvo, it's just going to be clean house unless Uther can get the nice armor buff for the rest of his teammates. But looking at all, in terms of race potential, Malthael, Reyna, and even Li Ming, 3 high damage focus dealers can race quite well. Against an Artanis, he's good. I highly think he needs to go for a suppression pulse. He needs that to deny Reyna and Malthael. Otherwise, they're going to just dismantle it in a matter of seconds.
Yeah. I definitely agree. I'm just looking at the team list here and who they're playing and what they're playing. I don't know which draft I like the best. I think that maybe the people you hate have just that slightly stronger team fight in comparison. Maybe. But it's a really tough one. They're both really good.
It comes down to who gets what off when and on who. So if you get yourself Bob Go, right? You're playing Kerrigan. If he can get the right jump on the right targets, especially let's just say to Uther and Reyna, somehow, some way gets onto them, especially that Uther, and they can just blow him up before he's able to get either Divine Shield or the Divine Storm in order to protect his team or just AoE stun. That's a healer down. That's the armor boost down. That allows for everyone to follow up through.
Yeah, well,
likewise.
Needing to say, sorry, getting into the game. On the blue side, we have Mav on that Reyna, Swifty on the Muradin, JD Star on Uther, and Alex on the Li Ming, followed by Malthael, also played by the awesome people on Rinse and Delete. On the red team, who have we got?
Well, we've got Bob Goat on Kerrigan. Unishu is playing that back line of Phoenix, Miss Renface on that Lucio, Misery on the Artanis, and finally Diablo will be played by Deadpool. Back on him yet again. 4 members down in the bottom lane. It's Artanis taking on a Malthael on the top lane. Shield versus Sustain. Who would win that one out? Well, eventually ends up being the Sustain, really, because the Shield can only do so much. But it's still, nonetheless, a tough matchup for either player.
Well, they've done the split pretty evenly, same as normal. You've got a 4v1. Some teams do the 3 and 2 if the lane's not favoured or something. But Bob Goat's going in with that awesome combo on the Kerrigan.
Just a little tease. Feel like, well, if you can land 2-man stuns, so can I. So, the face-to-face 50 stuns up to Deadpool, needs to be careful. There goes Bob Goat, gets another stun on towards the Uther, that's JD Star. But he's able to walk away, heal his little Alex back up, and that's all she wrote, really, for that little mini engage down the bottom lane.
Yeah, little tip for tat, little tip for tat. Looks like they're going in again though. Oh my goodness, Bob, what are you doing?
Bobby wants to kill. Bobby ain't gonna get the kill. Unishu has to back away as well, but everyone's showing off a little bit of claw at the moment. No real deadly bite coming out. And Mav, he thought he was dead, but JD Star just instantly heals him back, but at the cost of a lot of mana. So their sustain warfare is slowly dipping. If JD doesn't control his mana, forced to back away, and that's a big play if the people you hate are aware of this and decide to engage now.
this is the sort of time on the map where you can see where the objective's going to pop, and this is something I like about the change to the Heroes of the Storm game. With a couple of patches ago, it was where they changed how you can see on the map now the icons that show whether it's attacking or defending and where it is, because it does spawn randomly, and previously you had to kind of guess and just hope for the best, but now you can kind of use that to your advantage and set up prior to the actual objective coming up.
Exactly, and we saw just how dangerous as Swifty so low gets a start on Bobgo, and taking a bit of tower shots, Bobgo is low as well. But speaking of that, knowing this information is so vital in Heroes of the Storm. Knowing where people are, rotations, that's why Tyrande can be dangerous with the owl. That scouting information just gives such viable, positional awareness of the enemy team. And knowing how this stuff works, we saw how Rinse and Delete in the first week struggled positionally when they were taking on against Team Capital. But have they learned? This time they're now working on towards the Immortal, and they're doing quite a bit of damage. Already dropping it down by 5,000, now it hits 6,000k damage as Deadpool finds a Swifty, but he's walking away as Bobgo still trying to chase up. But that's already a half Immortal down, Blake. And Rinse and Delete have a clear advantage so far.
Well, this is something that more experienced players will learn, or that learn before your newer players, such as the team, the people you know, people you hate. They got the camp a little bit later, which made it basically gave Rinse and Delete a free half of the Immortal, because they could go straight onto the attack and kill the Immortal on their enemy's side quicker, while they were wasting time getting a camp. It's just a timing thing, and it's something that you need to learn about when you're doing this sort of a game or this sort of a map where the objective is very important. You kind of time those camps and stuff a little bit better than that. That's all.
Well, it's a 4-man defense as the Atanas is working on that Immortal, but there we go. Engage on Deadpool down to below half health. So is Swifty. Malthia, Ratsa is looking for a kill, but Swifty is the first to fall. Deadpool is so low, so is Bobgo. Ratsa looking to get under. Miss Renface is doing a good job to sustain his teammates, and they are able to force off the people you hate off that Immortal, working back onto it. It's dropping so quickly down to 1,400 health. It's still on Yunushu, looking to defend, so is Deadpool, but they're not in time to secure a kill though. That's big, but it's still early in the game, so he'll be back up in 12 seconds, so is it really that big?
Well, they got the Immortal, but at what cost? They've lost their Malthael, which they can send back to the solo lane straight away. It gives Artanis a little bit of a chance to get some more XP, close the gap. I mean, they've already got almost a full level lead. They're pushing on that level 7 talent now. But it's I suppose, early game worthy trade, because the death cooldown timers aren't that long. I'd suppose that at the moment, your teammates like your Uther need to be careful. Like I was about to say, they're going to get flipped over by the Diablo here. But if it's Muradin, it's not too big a deal, because you can just jump straight out.
This Immortal has done so much damage on this, although they will be able to secure us. That's going to be a fort. Evens up the XP though, which is, if you really think about it, okay, because Artanis did have that time to soak up top lane solo. Ratsa now being engaged by the good old Misery, looking for a back and forth. Level 10's not there, so it could not go for the last right's execution play. But Misery and Ratsa still duking it out. Meanwhile, on the bottom lane, Swifty, there's going to be his combo, doesn't land as Bobgo gets locked up by Uther. But he's decided to go so heavy onto Mab, so damn low. They're chasing Miss Renface with the speed boost, but they force him off the Kaisers, secure that Merc camp for themselves, apply more pressure down bottom lane, and get themselves in so far.
Yeah, I mean, they've tied it up, and nice little kill there by Ratsa up in the top lane against the Artanis. Malthael will always win that fight. Not always. It always depends on the actual player rather than just the hero. Nice little carrying combos coming from Bob. Stuns all over the place. CC chains galore as Deadpool is taking a lot of damage from these towers in the team, but he's just standing around taking it. He's got full souls. It's like one of those OP heroes with those cheat codes where you can, your regen is faster than your enemy can damage you. So he's just standing there and they're damaging him, but he's healing faster than that. So hit me, I'm Deadpool.
Exactly. He can just regenerate a full arm if he wants to, showing just how much Diablo's regeneration power works. But Unishu had to rotate up top lane. Now we're seeing another rotation from the rest of the people you hate. So this catch Ratzer off, but he was well aware of that happening. Probably communication saying, hey, dude, back off. They're on their way. So he's able to walk off safely as the rest of the team now rotating towards to a defensive position. Working on the Shaman camp. I think Blank was looking at that kind of play. Are they doing the same thing? But
Difference here is that the enemy team, so in this case, we've got the people you hate, they're all defending the Immortal. They can't see the Immortal going down. So they've gone, okay, well, we've got time to go and kill the camp. And now they haven't lost a full half of an Immortal while they're doing that. And now Renface is now deleted. They've picked up their level 10, and they can engage 5v4 onto the enemy Immortal with a camp pushing bottom and a talent advantage. So that's the kind of play you got to calculate. The difference here now, when the people you hate are doing it, there's nothing they can do to contest this. They should be able to defend on the actual Immortal. Even 5v4, the Immortal counts as a massive stun, a lot of CC, bit of damage. It will help them.
But they decide to back off, not having the level 10 talents, heavily disadvantaged in the fight. And we're seeing Uther really hold off on his talent choice. Makes sense, trying to see what there is coming up from the rest of the enemy team. Sound Barrier picked up, Suppression Pulse picked up, there's also Salvo, Maelstrom, as well as APOC. So what is he deciding to pick up? Will it be the Storm or the Shield? Just gotta wait and see, still holding off. But they're gonna push up top lane, all 5 members, so rinse and delete. This is a 5-man defense. This fort is not long for this world anymore, Blank. And that's a very, very shielded up Immortal as well.
I have a massive feeling that Uther's going to go for the Storm here. Divine Storm, just because Kerrigan's got her Maelstrom. See, there's the Divine Storm. Popped right at the perfect time. I called it again. I'm a seer, people. I see the future. Bob Goat goes down. Miss Renface is trying to heal through. Out comes the Salvo, capping all 5 members, but Unishu manages to blink away just in the nick of time. 1 member goes down. Bye-bye Li Ming. She's low HP. She's now no longer for this world either. That fort's gone down, joining her in the afterlife, and they're pushing onto this keep.
It was the smart call by that Storm as well. It just did so much. It locked up, I think, a 5-man stun, and what more could you ask for? If a support can make such a game-altering play like that, it's insane. But the fight ain't over. Misery looking for the pool himself. Not going to get it. Shrifty, being a noble tank as he is. Mav, unfortunately, managed to walk away from the combo, but gets dragged and pulled aside. They're going to secure the kill onto him, so that's 1 member down. The chase is on. Unishu is leading the charge, but they got to be careful. Recently, have hit level 13. Li Ming's arrived. Deadpool don't give a damn. He's going in, but not going to grab anyone else, and they're just going to back away off that.
Yeah, that's the great thing about Lucio is that speed boost. So you can chase down pretty much anyone. And if your team's on the back foot, you're trying to retreat, and you've got a Lucio just speed boosting his entire team after you, there's not much chance you're going to survive. They got lucky then. I believe Reyna still fell, but the rest of them managed to get away pretty much scot-free. And I love that the Diablo, when he charged, it followed the Muradin leap because it almost put him well out of position to the point that they could have capitalized on that and got maybe another kill.
But unfortunately, didn't grab anything, backed away. There was a great big chase. Now they have to be careful. There's a suppression pulse being popped up by the Artanis. They're turning. They're down a Talented, so this kind of could be a risky call if they get turned on very quickly. We saw that with the Uther Divine Storm. It can happen at a moment's notice. Holding on to that ultimate is that JD star. But Misery looking for the phase. Prism not going to land on Shrifty. Bobgo trying to get the combo. Still doesn't happen. Unfortunately, Nisha gets locked up by the Stormbolt. And they're just going to clear up the minions. Rotate up as the Immortal phase is back up and ready. And rinse and delete up onto the Immortal. Work on damage as Misery has to back off in order to defend. And here they go, but doesn't land the Phase Prism. Shrifty is distracting, gets flipped over, taking down the block, half health, forced to leap away to safety. But it's a 2-man stun. There's a salvo. They're going for a great Divine Storm yet again. Locks up 4 members JD Star, you beauty. What can't you do? But there's the APOC, lands on all members. It's only going to be Utica Force, followed by Phoenix. And now rinse and delete. They rinse off the APOCs and they're deleting the rest of the people you hate. Going for the team wipe, only dropping one member. And it's going to be a free immortal.
I'd like to say that was probably a tactical death by Uther. He's like, I'm low on mana. You guys are getting low on health. You know what? I'm going to take one for the team and use my trait and heal you from the grave. So I'd like to say that was calculated by him. I don't think he wanted to just die in vain. So he's like, yeah, I'll give my life for you. I'll save you. And that's the great thing about Uther. The trait that he's got, he can just heal through most of your damage once he's dead. He can still keep out popping those Qs, keeping the rest of his team alive, and that's what managed to get them to be able to turn that team fight. It looked like it was going in the favor of the people you hate. They did do a fantastic engage, Georgie, but I think that they managed to pull off a massive turn to get that back in their favor.
JD Star, man, he's just popping off on that Uther. That 4-man Divine Storm yet again. It's just working wonders, but it's still signs of life by the people you hate. They're flanking. They're on even talent here. If they're going to fight, they're going to fight now before they hit 16. There's a suppression pulse. There's a Maelstrom. Divine Storm yet again is due. Salvo. All members are below half health. Ratsa is going to be full. It's going to be JD Star. That's 2 members down. They're really fighting. People you hate ain't giving up. Drifty down to half health. He's just going to stun himself a Misery. Oh, poor Misery in a miserable place. Wants to try and get away, but can she survive? No. Li Ming secures that kill. So not in vain, they lose a member down, but a good defense. They will be able to keep up this 4 unless Rinse and Delete look for a deep engage. But forcing that leap away.
Well, they've picked up 16 now. They picked up 16 now, so they've got the 16 talent advantage. They've got a 2-level advantage. They've got pretty much well, they had a full health immortal, no shield left, but they could have forced into this keep here. 4v4, that would have been a very okay trade to take. Or 4v3, sorry.
Well, people you hate, able to defend, keeps their bacon alive for another round. But I still think that was a really good call, deciding to engage early on. That was smart on equal talent here, and it paid off for them.
Yeah, it did. It meant that they couldn't push into that keep, which now is still standing, and they don't have to worry about that catapult pressure. It looks like they're going for a massive rotation top lane, though. Both teams are.
They're going to be careful. 16 V15. Oh, Unishu, you got to be careful, buddy. They get stun locked. He ain't going nowhere. He's stuck with the APOC coming. Can he keep him alive? Salvo's popped. There's a sound barrier as well, so the retaliation teammates by the people you hate keep him alive. Ratsa down to half health. Miss Redface has to be careful. Last right popped on her. She's gonna fall as Ratsa will fall as well. So it's 1-for-1 exchange. Alex in the back line doing some damage. Misery looking for the peel. So does Deadpool. Alex is so low as Math falls to Bobgo. Bobgo dancing around the Swifty, trying to be shifty. Can she survive? She still lives. Damn it, Bobgo, you glorious legend. Still going. Alex falls by Unishu, and that's a great team fight from the people you hate.
Yeah, they definitely took that one when they needed to. Bobgoat managing to survive somehow. What was that, like 3 HP? What? Hello. Ming thought she'd gotten out scot-free, but coming back in and having the Muradin jump just as that AA was coming out from Phoenix and popped her with the splash damage, which is unfortunate, but now they're on even talent tiers. 5v3, and they can take this.
Absolutely. Now the race goes into their favor. We're seeing Rinse and Delete decide to focus on towards the Shaman camp. They're going to at least allow it to push down that bottom keep. Before, the Kaiser camp did quite a lot of damage. And that's a good suppression pulse. That's big. That's really big, because what it does is it delays them securing it quick enough. This allows the Immortal to spawn while that camp was being secured. And this is forcing Rinse and Delete to go defensive play instead of at least trying to go some form of damage on towards Immortal. But Deadpool, chances here, he's locked up. He's down below half health. There comes the Salvo. Bogga also popping the Maelstrom. APOC is going. It's going to land on 4 members. And they're now starting to fall like flies. The people you hate don't give a damn about game 1. They're looking to take this game 2, force us to game 3. Once they secure this Immortal for themselves. And Ratsa, oh buddy, he's stuck in the wrong place at the wrong time. But Mav should be able to get away, and so does Alex. What can two ranged assassins do against a 5-man team composition with a very full health, full armored immortal pushing that bottom lane?
Well, I mean, the good trade-off here is that in the meantime, that camp has been pushing that bottom lane the entire time and might potentially get this keep if they're not quick enough. They might save the keep here, actually. So there's a few minions there, but it looks like the keep is safe. But it's forced them to back up, so they haven't got as much time to push in with. But that doesn't matter because in the opposite lane, the Shaman camp on the side of the people you hate has been pushing in the top lane as well. Not as much value as the bottom camp has been getting, but it does stall them from being able to take some damage off this Immortal's shield.
Still almost 60% on that shield. Fort has just fallen. This is the do or die defense of Rinse and Delete. Can they cleanse themselves of that previous team fight? They're preparing, they're setting up, they're on the back foot. The shield's down half for that Immortal, and here we go. All ultimates are up. APOC is ready. Suppression Pulse has been used to at least allow to walk in towards the keep for that Immortal. There goes Misery. Looks, gets the engagement. Shrifty forced to back away, but gets jumped on by Bobgo. There's the APOC. It stuns 3 members. Divine Storm is used, but so is Salvo, and Swifty is so damn low, but he lives. But that's not going to say the same for the rest of his teammates as they're all jumping low. But Deadpool gets last rites deleted. Ratsa gets stunned, combo onto him, but now they're turning. Misery so low. That's 2 members down. Here comes Rinse and Delete. They're fighting, they're clawing their way back. Gets a stun onto a Bobgo. So does Miss Renface. So be careful. It's 3 members down into Uther falls, but could be calculated. At least his teammates can heal, and they are able to defend their core, but that core is taking quite a bit damage as Ratsa is left to be the only one to clean it up, down to 64% health.
Yeah, well, a 20-minute Immortal is going to do a significant amount of damage to your core. And unfortunately, because there are still 2 people on the enemy team alive, and it's only 4 of the Rad team, they're going to be able to get the keep. I don't think they're going to have time to push the core. It looks like they're going to try for it anyway. It's like a do or die right now. It's where we've been losing the team fights. We've won a good one. We take this now. Let's go.
10 seconds before Artanis comes in with the double suppression pulse. That's what he went for his ultimate. Orbital bombardment, so he can down twice.
Oh,
but Swifty falls. That's the main tank. Alex is solo. Rinse and Delete need to get out of here before it turns into a nightmare. It's a 56-second timer for their main tank. Uther's up. They have no sustain. They're chasing. They're running back. Renface is up in 5 seconds. They do not have that speed boost to chase. Here comes Misery. Mav dodges out of the way. Ratsa looking to dismount everybody, but Mav is going to get caught up by Deadpool. He falls. And that is the main Ranger Assassin for 60 seconds, Blink. That's a big cooldown death time. But can they defend? People you hate are looking to play aggressive, and they're looking to end.
Unlike the other way, where you had the 3 dead, but you're running in half health and trying to end the core. They didn't even get the shield down, which was the hardest thing that I had to watch with it. But now, with 5 members of the people you hate going straight for the core and only 3 to defend, they can pretty much just take this down and end the game, taking us to game number 3.
Oh, the salvo secures the kill until Alex at 3 members down, and there goes the people you hate, forcing Alex to just back off, knowing it's GG, and there we have it, ladies and gentlemen. Game number 2 falling for the team that is the people you hate, coming back from game 1 and taking us to a 3rd game. Ooh, buddy, that's gonna be great. I'm excited. I'm pumped.
I am actually really excited to see the people you hate and how they've taken this to game number 3. I was not expecting that, George.
You know what? I think it's a curse of who picks the map wins the game, because you know what? Game 1, it was, Rinse and Delete picking up the map, they win. Game 2, it was people you hate picking up the map, they win. But so is this a sign to tell? Could this be what will give away? But
I don't know.
We won't know until we find out. So, ladies and gentlemen, stick around. We won't be too long as we head into a game number 3 momentarily. My name is Nigeria, and I'm casting alongside Blake. We'll be right back.
See you soon.